Right, welcome back to another video. In this one, I want to talk about one of the biggest reasons you're not losing weight. And it has a lot to do with your environment. And the reason it's so important is because it's such an obvious thing, but people miss it. And if they can just fix it, and if this thing can be fixed, then they can make so much progress without even putting in much mental effort. And it takes a lot of mental effort to lose weight, and you just want to take the path of least resistance, and we're going to talk about the path of least resistance in a second here. But a lot of people, they make it more difficult for themselves than it has to be. You can make it really, really easy. Life can be a lot easier when you are implementing these rules into your lifestyle for you to lose weight. So the first thing to understand here is that you don't have full control over your brain. Now, what do I mean by that? Yeah, you sort of have autonomy, right? Like, I'm picking up my phone and I'm talking to the camera right now, and I'm thinking of things to say, and yeah, so I have some levels of control of my brain. Yes, true. But when your biology takes over, you don't have much control over it. For example, if humans did have full control over their brain, their mind is they could pick up a textbook and read it from start to finish without taking any breaks, right? But their mind is constantly putting thoughts into their head and dictating what is good and what isn't. The biggest reason for that is kind of just evolutionary reasons, dopamine being one of them. You want constant hits of dopamine. You also want ease, so you don't want to be putting in too much mental effort because that burns a lot of calories, and calories are an expensive thing for the body from an evolutionary perspective, because if you burn too many calories, then you're much less likely to survive. So that's why the biology is so strong. And when it takes over and when it pushes for something, it can make you make decisions that you would otherwise not like to have made. So when it comes to fat loss, this is one of those things that's so obvious, but people miss. It's that having the right environment for fat loss, right? When you're going on a diet, your body perceives it as a biological threat. Why? Because it sees that you are now eating less food consistently than you were previously, right? And the body doesn't understand you have abundant amounts of food with you, and it doesn't understand that there's so much food around you. What it understands is you're now in a calorie deficit, you're now losing weight, which your body thinks, okay, we've entered a starvation period. I don't know when I'm gonna get my next meal, so I need to increase cravings, increase hunger, get my body, or get my host, if you will, to eat as much as possible, or eat high calorie foods. So this is why you're getting cravings of calorie dense foods when you go on a diet and you want to eat junk food and you want to eat sugary, fatty foods, right? And because those foods are very high in calories, and your body wants to eat back the calories you lost, eat back the weight you lost, because it's perceiving that weight loss as something negative. It's perceiving it as starvation. Now, we know, using our brain and our autonomy, that is not unhealthy. It is in fact what is causing us to become healthy, because we are over fat in this day and age. And the problem is our biology, aka our mind, our body, whatever you want to call it, is pushing us towards eating these foods. There's two factors at play. One thing that you cannot control, which is your biology, and the other thing at play is availability of the food, right? So your biology pushes you to eat that food, and then the food is available to you, so you go ahead and eat the food, right? And what happens is, if you have the junk food lying around, if you have a bunch of junk food, if you have some chips lying around, you grab it and eat it, okay? And so the environment needs to be susceptible to weight loss. So what you want to do is you want to remove a lot of those high calorie foods from your environment. Now, that is not to say get rid of all the junk food in your diet. Unless you can, then you should, right? Because it'll make it a lot easier for you to not binge while you're at home. Human beings like to take the path of least resistance. This is one of the other things when it comes to our biology. We don't want to spend too much energy doing something. So if it's hard for you to grab that thing and eat it, then your body is not going to force you as hard, and you're much less likely to eat that thing, right? So now let's use Pringles, for example. I like Pringles. I'm sure you like Pringles. Peanut M&Ms, right? So let's say peanut M&Ms and Pringles, one of my favorite things. If I have it near my table and I'm on a diet, I'm much more likely to grab it than if I don't have it at home, because then I'd have to go to the store and get it, right? So much more effort to go through that just to go get that food, right? So you want to put a barrier in between you and the food. Now, another thing what you can do is, I have a food pantry as I walk past my living room to my bedroom, and I have a decent amount of junk food in there. And what I do is when I go on a diet to lose weight, I move those foods to the back and the top shelf. So then that adds another layer of effort in order for me to get the food. And since we are humans with weak and feeble minds, we don't have much discipline. And yes, granted, there are people who have exceptions like David Goggins, and maybe you can get like him. I don't know. But if you're a normal person, which I am, then I'm much more likely to grab that food if it is near me, if I add another layer of effort in between me getting that food. And what you can do is you can actually turn this on its head, and you can start having foods that are more friendly, and you can have foods that are more fat loss friendly and diet friendly around your vicinity. So you can have more fruits around you, right? Then, for example, like water-based fruits like kiwis, tangerine, oranges, watermelon, right? Cut watermelon. All these things are very fat loss friendly because they keep you full, and that elicits a satiety response. If you're full, right, and it keeps you full, then what happens is your body is not craving foods as much, which leads to a positive effect where you're no longer wanting to grab those foods that you went ahead and put it at the back of the shelf, and you're grabbing the foods that's near you, which are a lot more fat loss friendly. They're filling and they're very low in calories. And you're grabbing those foods, you're full, and now you're not even craving anything that much. And now there's that. So you've now satisfied your biology, which is your hunger. And now second, you've added another layer to you grabbing the junk food and eating it and gaining weight. And so that is helping big time, right? Some good fat loss friendly foods also, if you're trying to diet but also want to enjoy your diet, are protein bars that taste good, like Sunday Fun Day by Quest, like Barbell's protein bar. Fulfill has a very good protein bar as well. Key Lime by Barbell is really, really good. Their caramel is also good. You can make protein shakes that taste really good, and they taste like a smoothie, and they're high in protein, low in calories, and you can have just as much fun losing weight and enjoying your diet and eating junk food, okay? And adding a layer between you eating the healthy food, between you eating the junk food, and adding a layer of effort between you and the junk food will prevent you from eating the junk food. And not to say that junk food is bad per se, it's just that you don't want to eat too much of it because they're very high in calories, and that will elicit you to gain weight, or at least not lose weight like you would have if you were to stay with the lower calorie, high protein counterparts. Now, if you have any questions about this, comment down below. If you have any thoughts, comment down below. I read all the comments, and I'll definitely make a video on a problem that you're running into. And by the way, if you're running into problems with weight loss, no matter what method you try to lose weight, there's a link in the description that you can click and schedule a call with me. It's a call where I go ahead and explain how I can help you solve that problem. You don't have to click it or anything, but it's there if you want to. And by the way, if you like the video, go ahead and drop me a like. That helps me out and shows up this video to more people on the algorithm. And if you liked this video, then go ahead and subscribe as well for more videos that make fat loss easy.